Welcome, guys, to my Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 6. Recap and review. We are back. It's a Sunday night. Woo! What an episode!
Baby, it's been a little spicy.
It is, and I'm going to say everything I kind of thought was going to happen, except for one thing. But I also figured out why that was. But joining me today is Miss T-Joy, and we'll chat about that. Is Miss T-Joy. How are you, Miss T-Joy?
I'm good. Hi. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday. Danita's here. Hey, y'all. What a Sunday episode it was. So, as I had, hey, Kayla's here. As I said, I did not watch After Sun yesterday. I watched clips. So we could chat a little bit about After Sun.
I forgot to watch it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll watch it. I'll try to watch the first episode for Wednesday when I go live on TikTok. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Destination X, which our girl Janae lands on Destination X this Tuesday, which I will not be watching because I'm watching Love Island and then I'm going to be here. But I will watch it on Wednesday so that we can. Oh, wait, Tuesday I might not be here. I will let you guys know. Watch my socials because my son's getting a scholarship that day. So I'm
congratulations.
Yeah, so I will let you guys know if Tuesday I'm live, but if I'm not live Tuesday, then maybe I'll do everything on YouTube on Wednesday. Yes, maybe we'll just do Tuesday's episode on Wednesday since there won't be a Wednesday episode. But yes, so the clips that I saw from After Sun is Serena and Janae will be on After Sun next week in Fiji. Well, we heard that they'll be in Fiji. No exact confirmation that they're going to Fiji, but we assume they'll go to Fiji. It's only an 11-hour flight from LA. So and they said that they'd be traveling for the rest of the summer because Beyond the Villa has officially wrapped production. Yay! So I expect to see that following the end of Love Island Season 7.
Right,
Danita is dancing with us because I'm excited for Beyond the Villa and I am super excited for Serena and Janae to land back in Fiji, give us the tea on Beyond the Villa, and catch up on Season 7. So we know that they're reality girlies. So hopefully they can also give us their thoughts on the new couples, the new contestants and everything. So I'm excited for. And then Alandrea and Chelley were on as well.
Yeah.
And that was so cute. It's just like when Serena and Janae did it last year. Yeah. So they are my two favorite duos of Love Island now. 3M Shaw is here. Hey, 3M Shaw. He or she. Hey, y'all. Episode was a little dull for me. I was skipping a few scenes, but finally a recoupling dumping. I was just excited for a recoupling dumping because I needed clarity. I had thoughts of where I thought each individual and couple were, and I just needed clarity from them because we know, and some of us have suspected that they will cloak everyone's like thought processes on the show. So like last year, even with Serena and Cordell, they were having certain conversations. They exchanged rings and we didn't see it, right? So that will happen, and the production, because they don't want to like show us that people are really, really into each other. So it's like, I know we don't get every conversation from people. So I was excited to see exactly where people's thought processes were about, the people that they were getting to know. And I've been thinking a lot of the people that were either in couples or single people were where they were. And I think Nick is the only one that surprised me, but I understand, and we will chat about why I think he chose Ciara. Spoiler alert if you're not watched the episode yet. So obviously me is here. Hi, obviously me. Obviously me says lots of people were shocked about Nick's choice. It's curtains for Belle dash. Once she said she didn't like to party. The look on Nick's face said it all. I think it's because she didn't like to party, and I also think Blake is here. Blake, hi. Blake is saying Nick is a whore, and I'm sorry y'all haven't clocked it. No, I knew Nick was a whore, and yes, Nick basically dumped Bella so that he'd be able to sleep with Ciara.
Ciara, absolutely.
He's literally, Bella has one body. He was never cracking open that girl. Not in no hideaway, not in bed. No matter how much they were together this season, he knew that that's absolutely not what he was getting from her.
Right.
I mean, like, so yes, I think we said that. We knew that. I just thought that he liked Bella better, and I'm not wrong. I just think he knew that he wasn't sleeping with her, so she had to go bye-bye.
I don't know if he actually did like Bella more. I think he liked the idea of her more, like she was his type, like physically. But I do think he does like Ciara, and they do bond more. I just think that he wasn't going to put the time in to really get to know Bella to see if there was more to her. He wasn't going to do it. He wasn't going to do it without a prize on the end. At the end, he ain't going to do it.
I like both of his chemistry with them, but I did see more of a connection with Bella than I do with Ciara, to be honest.
Okay. And I saw the opposite. I saw more of a connection with Ciara than with Bella. But Nick just, child.
Yeah.
Nick wants to hump.
Yes. That's what it is. Nick wants to hump. I mean, and fair on a show like this, and a lot of people have clocked it that, Bella might not be on the right type of show. She maybe should have went on Married at First Sight, or what else did people say? Love is Blind. Because maybe this show wasn't for her because she's not going to be as physical as some of her counterparts, basically. Right. I feel sad because I do feel like she felt blindsided because he was so split in his head. Tia is here. Hi, Tia. Hi, ladies. I'm so glad I'm finally able to participate live. I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
Erin is here. Erin says, I have one thing to say about this debacle. I'm tired of the women outclassing the men. I'm sorry the men of this season are unworthy. They're not and they're not on the ladies' level. I mean,
hello.
I would say that's normally most
the case, right?
I don't. What you're saying, I could have said last season and the season before that. So welcome, Eric. Obviously, me says Ciara and Nick bonded over waffles, Shrek, cabins by the water, etc. Belle dash couldn't carry a conversation to save her life. She's pretty bland, and that's okay, but she really gives nothing. But I think he liked all of that nothing. So. 3 years says, I agree with Miss T Joy. I think he had better chemistry with Ciara, but the idea of Belle dash was alluring for him once she opened up. Hi, Sharnice. Shanice is here. It's like, hey, ladies, glad the coupling is over. I am glad the coupling is over. I kind of am hoping that the Chelley and Ace shippers will now get back on the dock and walk for a bit. Like, this, can we like leave it alone? Because they've been consumed with Chelley and Ace. They have to be together. And I was like, who told you that Ace wanted to be with Chelley? Sounds like,
you even thought that he liked Chelley. I thought you thought.
No, I didn't say I didn't think he didn't like Chelley. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when have I ever said that he was going to pick Chelley?
Well, who did we think he was going to pick? I don't know. I said it was a toss-up. I didn't know what he was going to do, but I'm not shipping Ace, period. Ace and Chelley, nor Ace by himself. Like, I always said that he was very charismatic. You know what I mean? But I knew he gives great conversation, great smile, but I knew what he was.
Yeah.
He's an F boy. I knew that. I
All
just
I think is that Chelley and him have had great chemistry. I never thought
they have. And I thought, because I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt from the verbiage he kept saying. I do want to find my person. I want to fall in love. I do want to finally get in a relationship. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt with that. But I really don't think he wants to. I think it just sounds good.
I think it's two things. I think he could want to. I just think he might want to closer to the end of the season.
Yeah, but this is the thing. You can't keep, especially when it comes to recoupling, right? And you know that somebody's in jeopardy of going home. You can't keep playing that game, because if you don't choose who you really like, that person could end up going home, because you really don't know.
Which is why I'm pretty sure for him, Chelley's done. I think this is over for him when it comes to Chelley.
Yeah, I think she's done too. I want to see what her next move is, because I think she's done too.
Well, I'm hoping her next move is a bombshell comes in, and so that she can actually find somebody with actual chemistry that she also has good conversations with. Right. But I mean, other than that, to be fair to her, the ball has never left Chelley's court here.
Absolutely.
She had more than one option here. Yeah. She knew that. I think Ace knew that. Chelley was never in jeopardy. It was always going to come down to Bella and Sierra.
Yeah.
Because
Ace's ego. I'm sick of his ego. He always, somebody ain't pick him first. Somebody ain't come talk to him first. But
that's the funny part is, didn't Chelley pick him first?
Yeah, but he talking about the new girl came in and made it clear that she want to be with him. She was also talking to Austin. What made you think she made it clear she want to be with you? She was talking to Austin too.
Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about. Blake says Ace has been demoted from everyone's client list, period. Like, seriously. Jessica says, hey, Jessica. Jessica says, I was never fully on the ship. I just thought it was cute for the moment, but I am all the way done with Ace. It's not cute or funny anymore. I pray to send in a top tier male bombshell this week. That's all I want. I want my girl, Chelley, to be in control fully. If you don't send in a guy bomb for her, send in a girl. That's all I'm saying. Give her everything.
That's my problem with Leo men. They always want to be the star of the damn show. They never can let the woman be the prize. They always feel like they the prize. It's now clicking in my head. I remember why I don't date Leo. I remember that.
I mean, because to be fair, Maya and him, I don't think will work either, but we'll get there. Sharnice says, I like Ace. I like Chelley. I'm done with the shit. Like, I feel like this is where everybody should be on. I don't know if they are. Aaron says, Ace is the place for unhelpful.
Oh yeah, from the store. I love it.
I wish I could print that. Just in chaos agent. He's giving production plan just like Rob last season. And that's why I said he's here to stay, but he needs to leave my girl Chelley alone after this. But I think she will let that be known. And if you watched After Sun, she and Alandrea were on it, and they were told to spill the tea. And she did say that Ace was the one playing the game. And everybody's like, what did you talk about Jeremiah? What are you talking about this Taylor? Because they're hearing all these outside things about Taylor and Jeremiah, which I've yet to hear of anything credible, except for they got some exes and some situationships that seem to, I mean, most of these people came on the show with situationships and exes. I'm sorry. Like, I don't, other than Bella. And even Bella had one ex.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than Ace.
Everybody his text messages, I hope it's over. Because after you've shown his text messages, it would be stupid for you to go back to him when he gets out.
She's not getting him back after that. Like, Like, I don't know. So my theory is we're like veering off, but we're going to talk about this a little bit. My theory is she saw the connection he had with Alandrea and it made her scared.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't see their connection. I do. Some other people I talk to do. And I think she saw that they set him up with someone who was his type. He had a super good connection with, and that they were believable and they could win. And I think she got scared, and I think she got pissed.
Yep.
Because one situationship don't stop no show. You could tell somebody as many times as you want to, oh, I'm coming back to you. I will see you on the outside. And there is multiple relationships in multiple reality TV shows that we could tell you about where they then called up their situationship and said, sorry, I found somebody and I ain't coming back.
Like the man on Harlem Nights. Put your mom on the phone. I ain't never gonna.
Okay. Jessica says, yes, Miss Joy, Ace is playing a dangerous game, and I agree, Chelley is done. That's what I got from After Sun. The fact that she said that, and yet the fact that she also said that she did choose Ace as her number 4 in the game, she might still be conflicted on her coupling. But I think if she can get someone who comes in, pursues her, she has a lot of chemistry with, but she also has those chats that she has with Austin. I think Chelley will be good, and that's what I need the producers to send in for her.
Ella, thank you. A grown man.
But I noticed as well during that After Sun clip, Alandrea, when they were asked who was the most conflicted about the coupling that they were in, Alandrea did not say herself. She said Chelley. Because Alandrea likes where she is.
Oh, yeah, she does. And she said she's a slow burner. So
she said and then we found out then that she's a slow burner, and we found out tonight she's a slow burner, which makes a lot of what we're seeing with them make more sense. Blake says Ace will definitely swing back to Chelley, but the fact that Ariana told the girl not picked is gone, and he still didn't pick her is insane. He left her vulnerable. Absolutely. Which is why I think that Chelley is going to be done.
Her Virgo, the Virgo in her, gonna be
Virgo in her. She's not playing that game with him. She's done. Obviously, me says, I want to know why Austin is doing better than Ace in terms of sticking up for black women. To be fair, again, I'm gonna pull the race card for him. To be fair, his stepmama is black.
Who, Austin's stepmama?
That's why he could be a racist according to them, because his stepmama is black. I'm like, when did that ever stop a white man from being racist?
Never.
They married whole black women and still racist as fuck. Please. But that's the same. But then again, why we trusted light-skinned men with waves?
Oh my goodness! Not so much light skin, but I love a Caesar with the deep waves. Lord, I know it. Oh, Lord.
Miss Love is here. Miss Love says Ace is just trying to have a good time. Exactly.
You're so right.
Tia says, yeah, I too hope this recoupling means a bombshell is coming in for Chelley. I mean, a guy bomb is coming in regardless. We just have to hope it is somebody that Chelley has chemistry with, because someone grown that Chelley will have chemistry with, because as Maureen is saying, hi Maureen saying Ace isn't grown enough for Chelley. And I wonder if the age was a factor for Ace. He does say that she challenges him. He says their conversations
and he don't want to be challenged.
But I don't know if he wants to be challenged.
Because he don't want to be right. Exactly. They like the easy way.
So he's 22. He's 22. He'll be 23 at the end of the summer. And then she'll probably be turning 28. Maybe he doesn't want that far of a age gap. You know, last year we know Cordell didn't care about that, but maybe Ace does, and he's just not expressing it, right? So yeah. 3M Star says, to me, Ace is looking at Chelley as endgame and doesn't want to lock it down too early. That's what I said. I think that's what he's thinking. I think he thinks that he can come out. Now, it'll depend on the producers. If the producers don't send anybody in for Chelley, that might happen, because if she's like, well, you're still the strongest connection I've had here anyway, might happen. It does happen. We know that there's been a lot of times when they haven't sent in people, so then they end up back with their strongest connection. I just think it's going to take him a while to get her back, though. She's not, and she's not going to let this go.
I know he wants that, but see, to me, again, still, that's playing a game, and it's okay.
It is
to be on Love Island and not really want a commitment, right? But if I do, then don't play that game with me. We can still flirt. Mm-hmm. We can still have a good time. But I'm here for what I told you I'm here for, and don't play and get in my way of that. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's nothing wrong with him wanting to do that, but Chelley didn't come here to play a game. And I think the difference is okay, like with, like, not to keep comparing, but that's what I do. I compare. Is Miguel really didn't come for anything, right? Like, he was coming to have a good time, but organically he felt something and he went with it. Like, he didn't play games with it. He just went with it. He went over Costa, found somebody, but then he was like, no, you know what? I mean, here.
Okay. I don't know if Miguel is exactly the right example. I would more say Cordell's probably the example you're saying. Because
Cordell was just open, period. And he never played a game. Like, he wasn't like, I'm going to save her to the end. I'm going to do it. He never played a game. He didn't come in because he had gotten out of something. So he wasn't coming in thinking he was going to find something. But he was very open. He was very open, and he never tried to play a game. Like, Ace is playing a game from the get-go. You can just tell he's playing a game. He's trying to play a game by being messy with other people. He's trying to play a game with flirting with girls and stringing. When he sat on that bed with that cut-off flannel shirt on, that's when I was done with him. When he sat on that bed with that cut-off flannel shirt and said, I'm 50-50, I already knew what game he was playing. I was like, oh, he on that BS, and I'm not with it. Because there's no reason you should be 50-50. All these things that you're saying.
I think that's why Nick was like, Nick and Charlie were like, what are you talking about? Like, you finally have a chance with Chelley, and you're not going to take it?
50-50? They were like, you 50-50. He like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to say. And they looking like,
like, are we in the right
room? I knew he was on that BS, because everybody else even know, like, what you talking about, 50-50? This girl just came in here, and the whole time she been in here, she ain't even been in your face. She been in Austin face half the time, too. So how you 50-50? Okay, got you. Okay.
I absolutely, I said the same thing. I was like, what? 3M Shah also says, become Huda / Jeremiah, so he picks the easy, non-derogatory option in Amaya, and don't see her waiting around, though. I agree, and Maureen agrees. Chelley is gone as far as Ace is concerned, and Rachel's here. Rachel says, hey guys, I want Chelley to do him like Cash did Cinco, and don't go back. And I agree. I agree. I want somebody better.
Yeah.
I want somebody better. Aaron says, I want the next man who comes in with the face and accent like Damson Idris, a body like Michael B. Jordan, a heavy thing. And he has only time for Chelley. Let the sizzle in Aces. So, period.
I love it. Let's sizzle in your spirit. Yes.
Charlie says Ace is too small for Chelley. She need a big dog. That's right. Tia says also the way he was talking, I didn't see any chemistry. I don't see any chemistry with them.
Thank you.
I saw more chemistry with Amaya and Austin. I saw more chemistry with Amaya and Austin.
I couldn't believe it, girl. They was in there meditating and doing all this, and I was like, oh wow, okay.
I was like, what? This is crazy. Yeah. I was like, I still don't see it with him, her and Ace. I was like, I don't know what that's going on. King is here. King Cash says there must be some hidden combos with Ace and Amaya, with her saying she feels like her best friend already. Gotta be. because I didn't see it. He didn't even look into it.
She said
he looked as this. He looked as disinterested as Jeremiah looked when Huda was talking to him in the speakeasy. Okay. Blake it says Ace is here to make Jeremiah's life hell. Casa will literally be him being a villain with Nick.
Yes, he gonna be egging him on. He gonna try to get him to do something just to break Huda heart, because that's Ace is just there to just be a menace.
They were shocked. They were shocked that he didn't choose Chelley. Like, it's crazy. Jessica said, "Yeah, Ace is going to play too hard. We're already sussed out by Jeremiah, and plenty of people are already starting to clock Ace as well. It just depends on if people are tired of the games, right?" And that's what happened in season 5. I mean, I hope what exactly happened in season 5 doesn't happen here, but it was like we had 3 guys who were like sucked onto somebody. So it was Keenan and KK, right? It was Marco and Hannah after the Destiny thing ended. And it was Leo and Cassie. And that's exactly what happened. It was like some people clocked. They're like, oh, Keenan wants to be chose, right? Every 2 seconds, every time somebody, I mean, and this is my issue when they sent in one black man. So I will at least say here we have a distribution of black men, because we saw most of the women dated black men. But so everybody who would come in who date black men would go after Keenan until Mike came in. And then they started like going between Mike and Keenan, but Keenan entertained it every time, right?
Every time.
But Leo was like, Cassie, until Casa. So I'm going to say Ace is the Keenan in this situation. Leo is the Jeremiah in this situation, right? And then they went to Casa and they both messed up. One messed up worse, Leo. Yeah. And the other messed up bad, Keenan. One was kicked off, one wasn't, right? And so at the end of the day, I think it's possible we may get similar situations, but I just don't think that he's going to be able to play with Chelley at that point. Like, she's just not going to entertain him no more. She's too grown for that.
She's not going to be playing them games, right?
Yeah. And Shirley says the way everybody's face dropped when he picked Maya, but not Chelley's though. She knew what was up. I've loved the way Chelley has played this game with that man. She's not like, I'm sure she sat there on the deck and he was sitting there talking about, yeah, I'm 50-50. Oh, okay. And she's like, oh, it seems like we never have any, time. Time's always running away from you. He's like, we never did. And I was like, okay, I'm sure she gets it. I'm sure she gets it. Obviously, he says, I saw more chemistry between Charlie and Hannah than I do Ace and Amaya. Absolutely. I still will not vote for them because I need Charlie and Hannah out my villa. First of all, I don't want British people winning my show. Zeta winning was a one-time thing. It's not happening again. Bye. Maureen says, Miguel was straight from the start, not thinking it would turn into anything, and we all know what happened. Ace blew it. And we didn't believe Miguel until the final season.
We did not. I didn't believe him to the last week and a
half. Blake points out something here that Ace is literally Tariq from Love Island UK. But the thing is with Tariq is he actually found somebody that he liked. Because I truly believe he liked that girl.
Ella, he loved Ella. I think he fell in love with her. But Chelley ain't no Ella. She ain't gonna keep playing them games. And she's not gonna be doing no fussing. Tariq and Ella fussing and this and carrying on.
And that's the difference between a Taurus and a Virgo, right? Like Taurus, we will forgive and we will forgive and we will forgive and we will forgive until we're fed up. And then she didn't get fed up until they were outside the villa. Right. And then she got all the way fed up and she acts like that man does not exist.
Nope.
Right? And now she's basically leveled up. But a Virgo, you cross them, over.
It's done.
Not as forgiving at all. Miss Love says, I knew Ace was going to pick Amaya because he feels that Chelley will be an option later. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't feel Austin is any competition, so he thinks he can go after Chelley when he wants. That's what I'm saying. I believe that. I believe
but what
that.
he don't realize is Chelley will stand on business, even if she don't really want Austin. She will stand on business just to make it so you can't get me. Like
exactly, which is why I'm kind of just like I need her to get somebody else because I don't want her to be stuck in a relationship with Austin. Aaron says Blake 100%, and I despise Tariq with his non-revenue. Not Tariq catching strays in here. Obviously, me says Ace and Chelley are the exact opposite of Imani and Ray from Love Island Games. Ray snatched up Imani the first chance he got and then stuck with her to the end. Meanwhile, Ace is drawing things out. I mean, the only thing I could say about that comparison is that both men, in my opinion, couldn't hold a candle to either woman. But I mean,
Ray was so immature.
He was just immature. Like
he just wouldn't explain to Imani like the friendship he had with Justine and why he was thinking the way he was thinking. It was just the way he was going about it with her. It was just distasteful to me.
Yep. Miss Love says Ace wants to play a game now. Play now and then go to her later. I just hope somebody better comes in before then and applies real pressure and makes Ace realize he's not the one choosing. And that's what I need. I need the ball all the way in Chelley's court. Period. Period. And Danita is like, yep, because Jeremiah is going to mess up until isn't going to mess up until Casa because Huda is out of sight, out of mind. Ace is going to play like he's the prize and Chelley peeps it. Yep. Shanice says, I feel bad for Maya because his body language said it all. I didn't see anything there. Nothing there. Oh my God. KB's here. KB says, hi, ladies, and chat, heads up. I didn't get a notification that you were live. That sucks.
Right.
I'm annoyed. YouTube is sabotage. So I'm up to like a little over 400 followers. Finally, it's starting to move, but we're still grinding to get to that 1,000 subscribers because that's when you can get paid. So you get ads. So hopefully before the end of the summer. KB says Ace is there to play and be a chaos agent. Period. That's what I think they reached out to him for. So listen, 3M Charlie says that Charlie and Hannah have chemistry, but I completely forgot that they're there every time. And that's what I'm like, hopefully that means that I will forget to vote for them because then they will get
yes, and she really likes that man too. She like, oh, I just like.
Danita says Chelley is a placeover for him. He believes she is readily available for him if he doesn't find anything else. So he's gonna keep breadcrumbing her until he gets bored or Chelley walks away. And I hope she walks away.
Because he likes Huda too. He kind of wants Huda. He kind of wants her. I haven't forgotten that. That's in the back of my mind.
I think he wants her because she is unattainable.
But I don't like
she said even today. She said today, like nobody pulls me for chats. Nobody pulls you for chats because you're not open.
Right. Hey Rachel.
Hey Rachel. Rachel says I need people to stop comparing Ola and Taylor to Cordina and bring her and Chelley bombshells. I mean, I like Alandrea and Taylor's connection. I don't think they're Cordina.
No.
So that's the only thing I agree with. Like at all.
Right.
To be fair, technically, they are more alike than Serena and Cordell are alike because they're both actually Geminis. So I do feel like they do see each other in a way that maybe other people don't see each other and have an understanding that maybe a lot of people don't see. It just whether they can build that romantic spark based off that connection. Maybe not. Aaron says I don't think Ace wants Huda, but he just wants to F with Jeremiah. I kind of agree with that. So when this episode started, let's see, where am I? Huda and Jeremiah chat, and she makes fun of Amaya the kiss, the boy's reaction, and he's just sitting there in the speakeasy, and just yesing her to death. Like, what did you think of this conversation? Because it felt like he wasn't, and like he wasn't paying any attention to me.
Yeah.
He was just like, and he says, well, he feels like he didn't really kiss her back. He was respectful, and she's like, well, I'm not blaming you. And he's like, well, you know, I really like you. So yeah, no, I don't want her. And Huda says, well, Amaya's been warned off of you, but no matter what and how much we've told her that, she still is going to pull you for a chat. And I'm just like, are we all on the same show?
I'm just starting to really not care for her. Like, I just didn't even appreciate that. And I don't appreciate how phony she is. That, oh, we're all bonding and we're sisterhood and we're vibing. Oh, now y'all are vibing because she told you she going to respect it and not pull him for a chat. But if she was pulling him for a chat, y'all wouldn't be vibing and it wouldn't be a sisterhood. But it's okay for her to like your friends, man, and they be cool with it, and then y'all can all still vibe. But if it's somebody you like, I don't like that. I don't care for her. She making me not like her. I don't like
that. I did not like how she was in this conversation. Again, Amaya's not doing anything wrong.
No, she's
Danita
not.
Says he didn't look like he wanted to be there and was getting annoyed, in my opinion. He does seem like he is thoroughly kind of annoyed with her. I think he is upset that he's stuck with her, and that he knows that either he has to stick with her to win the show, or he's gonna have to like dump her somehow, but he has to dump her properly, and I don't think he's figured out how to do that. That being said, I
don't think he's really into it no more.
No, I do really wonder if we vote them to the bottom, how he will react. Will he then say, oh, I can't win with her?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get out of this.
Yes, he will. Because his first mission is to win, not her. And that's what she's going to see.
Yeah. Because I think it will be a Mackenzie and Connor situation from season 2, where she's like, why don't they love us? We're mom and dad. And he's gonna be like, I don't know, but I'm just here with you. And KB has a possible point. Says, I think Jeremiah is also seeing the red flags and she's literally Delulu. And I think that's also possible. Maybe he is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold on to Danita's comment. Jeremiah King Cass says, if Jeremiah goes bottom 3, the switch up will be so fast. And I kind of want to see it, which is why I'm kind of encouraging everybody not to vote for them. Don't vote for them. Let us see what Jeremiah does. I think it will bring us more drama. Let's see what Jeremiah does if they land in the bottom. I think he's going to be like, oh, I'm exiting this. I'm going to go after Amaya. I'm going to go after whoever's left in the villa.
Exactly.
KB says, yeah, these last 2 episodes really showed her this character. Her girl's girl is disingenuous. Her girl's girl is so disingenuous and not truthful. And KB says, honestly, we're talking to Jeremiah like she was one delusional second away from telling him I love you after just she was.
Remember, she told him, I really like you. I mean, I really, really I just like you so much. I mean,
but she did say I love you. Remember? He got up. He walked away.
Bye. I love you, bye.
Yeah. He said. She's not letting go, guys. He literally last week told her, oh, you got a child? Okay, well, I don't know. Well, I don't think at the end of this that we'll move on from each other. But by the end of this, it'll be fine. It's fine. Basically, by the end of this, I'm probably going to dump your ass. But let's just stick together and you get money for your daughter and I get money and we'll win this thing. And no, that's not how it's going to work. Vinny says, I think Jeremiah wants to be the crazy one in the relationship. And he says, Huda might be more cracked than him. You know, I could see that. I could see that. I could see that. He said, it was. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's already said, I love you. He deserved herself tonight. Because she says, well, seeing them kiss you, it showed me that I really liked you. And he's like, I thought you already liked me. And she's like, no, I like you. And he's like, oh. And Huda says, in her ITM, Jeremiah just lets her talk and he listens because he's understanding. I said, he's letting you talk and he's listening because he's done.
Right. He don't know what you're talking about. He don't know what you're talking about. He's zoning out. Sure.
Yeah. If he was in the same position, he would feel the same way. I think he was. If he was in the same position, I don't think he'd care anymore. So they do hug, and he said, "Oh, she looked good in her challenge outfit," and she says he looked good as well. Now people keep pointing out. Oh, and then they kiss, and she says she's really happy. That end part when like they were like letting go, and she's looking at him, and she's like, okay," and I was just like. Is it me? Just the vibes are weird. They're just weird. I feel like the vibes between them are weird.
Really? I don't know. I just think that she's starting to get on my nerves. I didn't really think the vibes were weird. I just think that she putting 20 on 10 and she's just starting to get on my nerves about it.
Blake says, unfortunately, Huda and Jeremiah are winning all the fan votes. Get used to them. They'll be around for a while. Amaya needs to pull for a track because he'll fold. They weren't winning tonight. Not tonight on the post. So
I don't think he's gonna fold with Amaya. It's gonna take somebody else.
It's gonna take somebody else. King says, you think Nick made the right decision? Oh, we will chat about that. Danita says their convo look like Rob and Daniela. Yes, that's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
That's exactly what it looked like. It was weird and awkward. Right. And just like he wasn't there, but not in the Nick wasn't there. Nick, you could tell his mind was on his kiss with Bella last week. Here, Jeremiah just was disassociating.
Yeah,
disassociating. Like, why am I here? Like, oh my God, I'm stuck in this. Oh,
like that. Like he in his mind, he was like, think of the bigger picture. You guys see the bigger picture.
Yeah. Maybe he said this because it's weird because she's coming off desperate territory and unserious about what show she's on. That's how it feels. DM Shaw says that wasn't night 2, it was night 1 when she said, that's what I thought. That's like it was night 1. It was night 1. Miss Love says it was funny when A side I heard and pointed out that it's that we're gonna get to that one. So Alandrea and Taylor chat. And Taylor's like the bombshell shocked him. Mm-hmm. And Alandrea agrees, and Taylor says Bella also shocked him. And Alandrea tells him that she tried to tell Bella that if you lock in, things will open up for you. And then she proceeds to tell him about Bella and Nick making out in Soul Tide. And Bella thinks she's back on Nick's radar. And so he does confirm, like, yeah, well, he was mad that her first kiss was Charlie. And she's like, yeah, I saw he was pissed. And he wanted to be her first kiss in the villa, which I get. And Taylor said, yeah. So right now, he tells her Sierra and Bella are 50-50. And Alana says, oh, shit, so Bella moved up? And to where Sierra is, and then she's like, oh man, they're both scared. I feel so bad for her. Mind you, I was saying with this conversation, I was like, this is like such a coupley conversation.
Yes. That's how I like my man to be. That's how I like my man to be. We such friends. We talking about everybody's business. You know, we talking. He telling me about his friends. I tell about my friends. He like, what? Tamika back with him. What?
Yes,
get back with him. I'm like, that's what I said. I love that.
Yes. This was such a coupley conversation. So I also see why they like see each other as each other's best friends, because they literally can chat about anything, even like how they're feeling about other people. And so this was the cutest. Because I'm like, this is
Taylor be doing all the tea though. Taylor be doing all the tea. He said all
all
the
of
tea come
them to him. He's like, all of them coming to me. He's like, she's like, well, that's telling. And Danita loves their little gossip session. I'm telling you, that is such a couple thing to do. Yeah. So, and then the bug in the drink was, I was
she
dying.
Was like, it's protein, just drink it. He like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, so country. Because people do not care. Country people, have you ever been, because you up north, have you ever been to your people down south, been to a cookout, and it's all kinds of stuff outside, and they don't have stuff on, you got ribs, you got turkey neck, turkey legs, you got hot dogs and stuff, and some getting your drink, and you done made you a drink. Country people will be like, it's all right, and they will keep on drinking it. They like, oh well, I ain't gonna make me. I don't made this drink right. It'll be fine. They'll pluck that
so that man, you can keep going drink. I'm dying. KB says the only concern is that they also don't talk about the relationship and grow. Well, this is my thing. Sometimes I think constantly talking about your relationship also can make it stop growing. So having natural conversations about like your wants and your needs and who you are as people, kind of like what we saw last week where they were talking about the gift giving and all that stuff, that I think makes sense. But constantly prodding about how you feeling today? What do you think about this? Which is what we've seen happen in past seasons. And people are over it because they're like, I don't want to talk about that. Like, I just want to shoot the shit. And so I get that as well. And so, yes, they have to be a bit careful about focusing on others and not their own growth. But I also want them to have natural conversations about their wants and needs to spark those physical attraction types of, connections. So,
right. And not doing a temperature check often every day. I do a temperature check every day.
Yes.
So about us.
Yes. So, which is unnatural. Forget Love Island, but it's also unnatural. And I feel like a lot of times we see with these couples, it stunts their growth, Danita says, sure will say a prayer and drink it. Not me. I can't do that, but I'm a city girl. You know, I grew up in Brooklyn. Please. KB said country folks they pick the bug out and keep drinking. Yeah, the bug gets tossed. The bug gets like the drink and the bug, the whole thing. Let's see. Okay. And so then we see online ITM. I truly enjoy the connection with Taylor that I have. I truly feel like we bond over so much. I realize though that me and Taylor never talk about us as a couple, as a unit. You say I'm your number one, but we don't really talk about it much. Taylor says that every single boy comes to him. And online says that speaks volumes, to be honest. And it really does. It really does speak volume to the person that Taylor is, that all the boys do talk to him and trust him and value him and his opinion, because we saw that a lot too last season. A lot of people valued like Cordell's opinion, even though he was the youngest. He had an opinion that I feel like is mature and emotionally with it, right? And I think that's what it gives off. And KB says they need to have balance. They barely showed them having any relationship chats. Also said as much. If they're too platonic, they could erode the romantic intimacy. Absolutely, and I agree. But I also think it could grow. So I'm not worried for them, right? I think that could grow. Mary's here. Mary's Blockhead was doing who's Blockhead for you? I don't know which one. Like, is it Jeremiah? Is it Jeremiah? And we're not shipping that couple. I'm sorry, Mary. So you got to keep that in
mind. We're not going that far.
No, we're not going that far. No, we would not rather this. I'd rather be with a hoe and dump him. Sorry. Amy says Taylor is the villain fave. He's also honestly super likable. That I agree with it. Like all the girls like him, all the guys like him. He's super likable. Oh, Blockhead is Ace. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the good. So that's funny. He seems to be a good guy, not trying to be a good guy or faking being a good guy. He seems to actually be a pretty good guy. Yeah, I agree. So this is when Ace and Chelley chat again, and to be honest, I didn't really write down too much here. It was a nice chemistry conversation as usual. We see him ask her about her tattoos, and she has one, I think, on the side of her neck that says "Made in Miami." And she basically kind of says to him, which is also telling, she says, "You don't really know anything about me." And he's like, "Oh, I do know things." She's like, "Well, I was born in Miami. Like, that's why I have this." And then what he does, which was cute, he says, "Okay, let's start over. I'm Ace." She's like,
he did
"I'm
that
Chelley."
because he don't know nothing about her.
Yeah.
And that's what people do. People who try to be charismatic and funny about it and try to distract you from the fact that you're right. They don't know anything about you. So really they're not listening to you when you're talking, or they're not caring to get deep.
Yeah.
Like that should give you off something. Like she challenges you, but you only know that she lived in Miami and in New York and then went back, and she go back and forth. You don't know nothing else. You don't know
Nothing else.
nothing else.
Nope.
That's crazy. That's crazy
And
work.
so he finds out she thinks she can sing, and we find out she can't.
I think maybe she can. She just don't want to give him that. You don't deserve my song. I'm gonna save that for somebody who really, you don't deserve my songs. You wait till that bombshell come on and she serenade him. She might can sing. She just don't deserve it.
See, King says half of these couples don't know anything about each other. It's day 4. I don't agree with that. I'm not saying they know everything.
Taylor and Alandrea know a lot about each other. I bet you they would win that game. If you played that game right now, they would win it. They know a lot about each other.
Yeah, they know a lot about each other. Again, I'm not saying that everybody has to have like full connections, but you should have had enough chats to know basic information about each other, right? Right.
You should just know more than where I stay at. That's all you know. You don't know nothing else. Like that's crazy.
Wait. Mary says, not Huda been right. She had the best guy on lock. Who said that?
That's a lie, Mary.
With the candy meme. Who said
that? That's a lie.
KB says his 22-year-old mindset was on display all week. Hey, Dabu is here. Hey, Dabu.
I ain't seen you in a bunch of Sundays.
Yeah, right? Miss Love says chemistry is great, but is it really what to be serious? You also have to go beyond chemistry and banter and get to know a person, which is what I said. Chemistry is not everything because it has to be other, levels to it. You do have to find somebody attractive, and you want those little sparks and stuff, but you also need to have some basic like understanding of each other. I've had great chemistry with a lot of people, and they've chosen not to learn anything about my ass. Like, what does that do for us? You cannot build a relationship based on just chemistry or even great sex.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, I just think that's weird. Don't you think that's weird that he don't know nothing else? He probably found out that she was from Miami and live in New York at the club. You ain't found out nothing to the club? Like
he might have found that out on the show because that's what she said. Tia says, especially since Ace and Chelley have prior history, you'd think they've been talking about more than where are you from and where you live at. And that's why I said I think it is telling that they did not go anywhere the first time. And that it feels like they are starting like they just met outside the club yesterday and they've known each other for at least months. I think it's telling. I think it's telling that they've gone nowhere. Somebody is not serious. And I think what's her name? Chelley, I think, kind of alluded to maybe it was her because she didn't see it going anywhere because she lived in Florida at the time and he lived in LA. And now I think it's Ace. So how does that, like, they're not finding common ground. There's some blockage that is not, and I feel like it's their personalities because like they have great chemistry, but I just don't think they have the same wants and needs, and I don't think they mesh really. So ultimately, this is not going to work.
Right.
It's just not. KB says Taylor and Ola's relationships remind me of Serena and Cordell. It's clear that they have a lot in common. I have a great rapport. Exactly. Yeah. KB says, I also don't find it telling that the only couples that have been making out every night is the one that's Delulu and based on sexual intimacies only. Yeah, because even with Ciara and Nick, he wasn't like making out with her. They were cuddling a lot, but they didn't see him making out with her. Like Huda and Jeremiah, and I am not I'm not slut shaming or anything like that. But the fact that we are on day 4 or 5 and they're already in the shower.
I know, but it seemed like on day 2 or 3 they was already humping. I mean, I don't know that to be true, but the way they was gripping that cover, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's like
another Taylor and Aaron. That's our thing. You took a shower with her, Aaron? Honey. Like, not this shower thing again.
I think it's telling that they're just moving this super fast, but also I'm not seeing. We don't even know if he asks what her child's name, who's taking care of her. There's not been a follow up to the mothering conversation. And there are things that you can ask about a person being a mom that does not necessarily is directly, what's your child's name, that would put personal information out on there. But there's things that you ask about, engaging questions about her motherhood. Because she says she wants him to fall in love with her as a mother.
He don't want to know because he don't care. He's not gonna see that child. He's not gonna see that child. That came in. I mean, glad you told him, but he put that right back there. He don't want to deal with that. He don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. KB says Ace has pulled her for chest and he still don't even know what the girl likes to eat or where she sees herself in 9 days. Like it's weird. It's weird. Danita says Chelley said timing is never on their side. Ace smirked and agreed and knew right then he was picking Amaya. Exactly.
He knew it.
So that invisible string theory, I always said in the beginning, whether their invisible string theory was, actually a thing, we would see very shortly. And I'm not seeing it.
I know. I didn't see it.
Because if you had a chance to be with somebody that you've been trying to get with for the longest time, wouldn't you pick them? I mean, unless they're both playing a game with us. And, we're going to go through this. But I don't think Chelley's playing. I think Ace is playing, but I don't think Chelley's playing. It's going to be over it. King says, you think Ace let Chelley know he was picking Amaya? No, not based on what she said on Aftersun. No. KB says at night, Huda and Jeremiah make out every single night, and they're the worst pairing. That's what I'm saying. But like chemistry and physical connection does not mean, and we saw it exactly last season. Kayla and Aaron did the same thing. KK and Keenan slept together when, like, week 2?
Yep.
Like, again, those things, like, they're great, but they don't mean that a couple is gonna last. It right now, based on what we see, that means that they're going to fizzle fast.
Right.
So, Blake says, the funniest part is Ace said he would apply pressure and then immediately got his turn. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not serious. And she wants somebody to pursue her. Danita says, I feel like, oh boy, I love his wife. Ask more questions to Jess through a wall than Jeremiah. Well, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, he says stuff like, "Oh, if somebody else talk to Chelley, I'm gonna crash out and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that," and he don't do it. He just talks.
And then he doesn't pick. And then he doesn't pick her. Yeah. So he's not serious, but they laugh. And he's like, "Oh, how are we supposed to be Beyonce and Jay-Z when you can't get it together?" Mind you, Jay-Z, when he met Beyonce, he made sure to go after her. Did he fuck it up at some point? Yes. Listen to Lemonade. But he definitely pursued her the moment he realized like he had a chance. King Ace, Chelley is not picking Ace. Chelley's not picking Ace.
She wants to be picked. She's the prize. And you didn't pick me, so I'm not picking you. You can cancel that.
No. She's not picking Ace. She would have only picked him if he had picked her first and then somebody stole him again. This time he had the chance to pick her and he still didn't. No.
So then what happened?
Oh God, there's more Jeremiah chats, and I'm trying to. Oh yes, this is when he said that they have great chemistry, but he wanted to explore with Amaya because he likes getting to know her, and I was like, what? That's what I was like. Oh, okay, yeah, he's probably picking Amaya because I was like, when. I was like, y'all had great chats. When?
I keep playing games.
When we see Amaya and Jeremiah chat, and Huda sits down with Ace, and then Amaya basically explains she chose Jeremiah in the game because she didn't know how connected him and Huda were, and Huda is telling Ace, well, I don't blame Jeremiah. That's fine if people pulling for chats. She just thinks it's weird.
That B. She saw her that B, and I didn't appreciate that. Because it was just like
Love Island? You think it's weird for somebody to pull your person that you met 4 days ago for a chat on Love Island?
That's what I'm saying. And Ace is like, huh?
I'm mind blown. Ace says, do you understand that we're 4 days in? And then she admits, and I think this is telling people, she admits she doesn't care.
Right.
And I'm sorry, like I'm officially on, I need her and him off my island.
Right.
They're taking up space and room. Somebody else could, like, we're screwed right now because there are at least 3 people, technically, because Sierra wasn't interested in getting to know anybody at all. So what's the point? You're sitting in this villa doing nothing, wasting everybody else's time. So Amaya says, I wasn't trying to be vindictive. I wasn't aware of what was going on between you and Huda. Jeremiah tells her he agrees she did nothing wrong in the challenge. Amaya says, yeah, I know that.
Right. He's like, no, I'm just confirming. I'm just validating, agreeing with you. I don't need you to agree with me. I just told you.
Hey, I'm letting you know that I'm not pursuing you. He says, well, I'm just saying I would like to get to know you as a person. I'm happy you're here, but I'm happy where I'm at. And so then we also hear Ace telling her that she is not open, so no one pulls her for a chat. Huda says, we're not closed off, but also nobody asks. I wonder why nobody asks. Danita says, I told y'all that girl is cracked. And I truly believe it. So Amaya chats with Austin and they agreed to do meditation in the morning. That's all I got. But I will say, at that point that they had that conversation, I was like, oh,
maybe that's the word. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It gave a little sparky, flirty. I wasn't hating it, to be honest.
Right.
And then they did meditation the next morning. I was locked in. I was like, oh, this works.
I'm like, they fit with each other. That's what I was thinking.
So then Taylor and Ace chat about Nick kissing both girls. One is those ties, one in the photo booth. Nick walks in just at that moment, and they confront him. And Nick says, well, Sierra mounted him. He had no choice but to kiss her. I was like, now Nick.
She did mount him, though. She did mount him.
She did, but he when she said you want to go to the photo booth, he should have said no. He was checked out. He shouldn't have went to the photo booth. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They should have got up from the speakeasy and be like, let's go back downstairs with everybody else. Your brain wasn't in it. So he says it's been hard switching between the two, but he's trying to figure it out. It's like, I don't understand, Nick. I don't understand. Like, who do you like kiss better? Like, who do you like being with? Like, I don't know. It's just like, all right, Nick.
He wanted to keep having them both. He wanted to just keep having them both.
Yes, I think so too. Nighttime comes and Amaya says she was surprised by Austin. Alon says that's her bestie. Sierra tells Chelley how her and Nick were making out the entire time. And so we're like, oh, so so it was more than that little that we saw, right? Ace tells Nick him and Chelley's conversations are just easy, which is also why I think he just thinks that, oh, I can keep doing that with Chelley and we don't have to do the physical right now.
Right.
And that's why I agree with what Rachel said. I hope she does him like Cash and don't do that friend type shit with him, right, because you don't get that access to me.
To me, absolutely.
Cut off. It's cut off.
I cut.
Yeah. So Huda and Jeremiah shower together. Charlie and KB says that Audacity and Amaya can sell me, so we can quickly vote them both out along with Tia says Austin's first conversation with Hannah and Maya was so sexual, it was so odd. But
now we know he's a sexual corn dog. Now we know that.
He is. Yeah. So then, let's see. Charlie tells the boys and Hannah tells the girls that they kiss. Everybody, yay. Charlie kisses Hannah before bed, which I did think was sweet. I just don't want them in my view.
I know.
They are very cute. I don't want a British person winning my show. Absolutely. I don't know why they have to do that.
Absolutely.
I don't know why they have to do that. You're taking up space. Yeah, you're taking up space. Huda and Jeremiah make out in bed. Sierra and the cuddle. Next morning, Amaya tells Huda that Jeremiah shut her down so she won't be pursuing him. And Huda runs over and hugs her.
Right. That's all now we can be friends. Now we can be friends. Yeah.
Yeah. Ace makes breakfast for Chelley and Amaya. And then I was like, oh. Yeah, he's picking her.
I still wasn't thinking it. I still didn't know for sure. But with that flannel shirt with them cut off sleeves that on there and said it was 50-50, I was like, I know he didn't. And that's when I knew he was picking her. That's when I knew. I was like, oh man.
Who else? Then Nick makes Sierra and Bella breakfast. So finally we see a breakfast from Nick.
Yeah.
And we also finally saw a breakfast from Charlie, who makes one for it looked like
you see when he likes them. You see when they want to, they will, don't you? When they want to, they will. Because you claim you were pursuing Chelley. You ain't never made her breakfast But soon as
I don't know.
Santa comes,
Yeah,
soon
the
as
blondie
Santa
comes.
comes,
Yeah,
you make her some breakfast.
yep, yep, yep. Listen, we see it. They might not. Although KB points out, Chelley did clock that Ace brought up breakfast for both of them. She certainly did. And Amaya basically wants to talk to both Chelley's connection at this point because Chelley is connected to Ace and Austin. And Mary says, we knew, and Chelley knew. Yeah, pretty much. Taylor and Ace play in the rain, which I thought was so cute. Them twirling the in the damn Fiji rain. Then the guys worked out. And Austin says that Chelley and his chats and conversations have gotten deeper, but he also really likes Amaya. Now, we did hear Chelley say during After Sun that her chats with Austin have been getting deeper, that she hadn't friend zoned him, that she was just saying that they just needed to take time.
Right.
Danita said, do it for Lasant. I think I said that right.
Saint.
Or Saint? Okay. So Ace says he won't say where he's at to any of the guys. I was like,
That's another thing. That's another game he playing. Like he want to get all the information from them, but he don't want to give up none. Again,
that's what they said to him. They're like, you get all of our where we are with our girls, but you just want to steal our girls anyway.
Right.
He's like laughing. Nick says he's happily pursuing both Sierra and Bella, and I'm like, God, do you know there's a recoupling coming? You got to make something. So he's going to focus on both of them as much as possible. Then we see a big girls chat. Hannah felt like her and Charlie have known each other the entire time. Amaya felt natural with Ace, but Austin surprised her, and Jeremiah let her know he's super serious with Huda, and it's all good. Huda says, it was a challenge. I'm sorry. I acted out of emotion, miss. We're the most emotionally mature. And now, which is now not how I usually am. It wasn't nice seeing it. But after I got to know you guys more and understand, I was overreacting. Girl?
No. You're only saying that now because she has told you she's not going to pursue him. That's all that is. If she was still pursuing him, you would not be saying you overreacted. You're just saying that now because now you know you look super mean and aggressive, and she said she's gonna back off. So now you're trying to save face, and you can save it. You can save it because has Chelley acted like that with Amaya? Has she acted like that? And that girl likes both of the connections she has. Has she acted like that? No. Bella and Belle Dash A and Sierra have coexisted, knowing they both have all
like the same guy.
Basket. Nobody has acted a fool except for you.
Except for you. Except for you. Except for you. Danita says, I swear, if she says sisterhood, mom and dad, most emotionally mature one more time, I'm going to lose it, period. Because it's all fake and phony.
Yes. If she is not the most emotionally mature, acting a fool like that, I don't know where she gets that from.
I don't know either. KB points out, y'all know them Brit white boys love a blonde. Like a blonde is a personality. Charlie is lame. Immediate ick. Absolutely. If I had a tomato, I would have thrown it. Yeah. Oh my God, for real. So we then see Amaya say that's how it is with the new people, and she goes with Austin. They meditate and they kiss.
Yeah,
I saw it.
But it was. It just looked nasty though. It just I couldn't even.
Austin is nasty. I'm watching that part on 3 times speed, so I can't even tell you. But I'm just saying, I saw in the meditation all that stuff. They seem really like bright, and yeah, no.
Yeah.
Janita says that she feels Huda wants to be the it girl so bad, and I'm sorry, it's not happening.
Right.
We can see through fakeness. That's the part
Right.
that they don't understand. I've said it before. You could come on and try to scam. People do
Right.
it all the time. Some are successful. Many aren't because we usually can clock game before you get too far into the game.
Exactly.
Katie says she got her dictionary from Delusion, probably. And then we see Hannah and Charlie chat, and she's like, "Oh, I came here and I wasn't gonna put all my eggs in one basket, but like the Easter Bunny, I'm putting my eggs in one basket." And I was just like, "Thank you, because I will be saying goodnight to you when I can." Bella and Nick chat about their dreams, and they're literally like legs over one another, hands over one another. Are you picking her? Like, you're picking her, right? Because in front of Sierra, in front of Sierra's breakfast, what are you doing?
Sierra was like, ugh, having to look at that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then Taylor and Alandrea chat in soul ties. And Alandrea said, "Tell me the truth. Do you think we're making progress? Be honest." And Taylor says, "I feel like we are making progress. It is almost like we're best friends too. It isn't just a physical relationship. So when that happens, it's just going to make us stronger." And Alandrea says, "Yeah, but when it gets to the physical part, it's going to," Taylor said, "even make it even better." And Alana agrees. She said, "Exactly. I agree. When you start off extremely physical, Huda and Jeremiah, that's all you got, and that's all you tend to focus on, Huda and Jeremiah. And you know what I'm saying? Focus on the smaller things first, because the smaller things will make the bigger things seem even better. And because I'm a slow burner in real life, I tend to take things very slow." So she also ITMs, "I love chatting with Taylor. I like the speed we're going. Even today, we're closer together. That was big for us." And that's a thing that people have pointed out, that when they sit and they chat, they're not like close together. And we see now that's her. Like, she doesn't want that like closeness yet until she's comfortable. But she says like they were like more close, and so she even noticed that, which means it's a big step for them. They're just taking babyer steps. And so she's like, "What in your past, were you the lever or did you get left?" Taylor says the lever. She's like, "Know your worth, King." Obviously, me still says, "I'm still not feeling Taylor. I rather keep being delusional and root for Nick and Alandrea than root for Ola and Taylor." Not I, said the cat, but there are you. I will not do
Nick. I get what you're saying. Like, maybe I could see why you wouldn't see it, because there's no fit. They're not doing anything physical. You don't even see them holding hands or anything really. But Nick does not have any eyes for her. He was already torn between Belle-A and Sierra, but he wasn't talking about Alandrea at all. Like, that's not even coming up anymore. No, he's not checking for her.
Yeah,
and she's not checking for him. So it's neither one. I don't think. So I think he might have let that
she
go.
put him at first base. I feel like it is mutual. She put him at first base.
Right.
Like, meaning, I could kiss you, I can hold your hand, but I don't see any chemistry with you past that. Right. You don't repulse me.
Right.
King Cash says, "If a bombshell comes in for Taylor, he's definitely switching up." He might.
I'm gonna explore. He's gonna explore.
But then I think like it'll have to be a case with like kind of what Alandrea said to Bella. Like, if you want him, go get him. And he'll have to decide between her and the bombshell. I think that's what she would do. Be like, "Well, I want you." And maybe then the physical will come because she realized she really wants him. And because I feel like the only way the physical is going to come for her is with time and trust. And she doesn't really have a lot of time to build a lot of trust, right? Because she's a slow burner. But maybe seeing him with somebody else or a bombshell or somebody affecting her, maybe that would, rev up the juices for her.
Like possibly for girl dash A.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, not happening at least a couple of days, because the next bomb should hopefully be a guy.
I hope so. And it should be 2 guys.
Should be 2 guys. Should be multiple guys. Please. And thank you.
Right.
Trinisha is here. Hi, Trinisha.
Hi. Welcome.
We need to give it time. Not trying to compare. Serena and Cordell had their period of slow burn as well, so you never know what can happen. I just need to keep an eye on Taylor. Yeah, no, I agree. Like I was saying today, even though like I'm not really comparing this relationship to Serena Cordell, but if we're comparing the show to last season to this season, episode 6, whatever day it is, 5 or 6 or whatever, that is the day the Serena friend zone Cordell. Literally. So we don't get a real Serena and Cordell pairing for another few days, for 2 more episodes. Because by 8, 9, they're back together. So there's time to build that. And we definitely didn't get anything like super physical with them until that day. Though, like she didn't kiss him or anything until that point. So yeah, there's time to build those physical interactions, and which I feel like they're saying will make it better than what we're seeing with Huda and Jeremiah, who are basically physical first and not really building anything beyond the physical, because I truly don't see what the conversations are. But I like you, and I'm attracted to you. You look good in a pantsuit for a contest. Like what is that?
Right.
What is
right?
Trinisha says, I just want to know how he really feels about Alandrea, because he seems very nonchalant. I don't know if it's because he doesn't like her or if it's just how he is.
I think it's how he is. And I'm gonna tell you, that doesn't work for me. I don't like nonchalant men.
I don't like nonchalant
men. I get what you, because chalant about me. I get what you're saying.
Chalant about me every time.
Right. Yeah. I'm just trying to meet them where they're at. But I get what you're saying. It couldn't be me. No. I don't like nonchalant men.
I don't like nonchalant either. And I find I have had interactions romantically with Geminis, and I do find that they are a lot more nonchalant, and it makes me nervous and it makes me uncomfortable. And I just don't do, and I'm a Taurus, so we're Jason signs. Chalant about me. Exactly. I need clear,
right,
concise. Let me know. I don't deal with gray. I don't deal in white. I need black. Darken it up for me. Let me know where there's no space. Be bold, right? Yeah. And that I just think might be him.
Yeah, it is him.
And to be fair, we're not really seeing a lot of ITMs from him, and I think that that's on purpose.
Because he don't say nothing.
Correct. Or he's saying stuff and they don't want us to know. He might be confirming everything that she's saying as well, and they don't want us to know, because they did the same thing last season. But we're seeing a lot of what Alandrea is saying, but is she even saying that to him? So all these things that we're getting from her,
with him. I feel like she's clear with him.
I feel like she's clear that she likes him. I feel like she's clear that she likes him, but is she saying what she likes about him and what she wants to do with him? They're both basically saying they need to have those conversations more. I think it's on both of their parts.
Well,
I think they're both saying, I like you.
All the guys are coming to you because that speaks to your character. I like that we're taking it slow. I like that we're best friends.
Right.
She
In
says
this
a whole lot.
conversation. In this conversation.
Yeah,
in
but
this
she
conversation,
says a whole lot. He doesn't say anything. But
we don't know that. They could be we don't know that because they could have cut it out. It's an edited conversation. It's an edited conversation. He could be like, yeah, I agree because this, and they'd be like, mm-hmm. They just keep the mm-hmm part that he put in there.
That's true. That's true.
But Tranisha says they should definitely bring in more bombshells for Chelley Orlando just to test things out. I agree with that. But KB agrees. I think that is how he is. Alana and Taylor is a bit similar because they don't talk about their relationships. They both can come off as nonchalant and not as invested. That's what I'm saying. Because I think that's what the miscommunication was the first 2 days. I think he thought that she wasn't as into him as he was to her until she said it after she felt threatened. It's what I'm saying. Like, right. So also he did what he did when he felt threatened.
But I still have not heard him say, I like you. Is that what you're saying is getting cut out? Because we have not heard him say, I like you.
I think that's what I think the fact that we're not getting it on ITMs and the fact that we're not getting it in their conversation, but she says that it's clear that we like each other. I think that is the confirmation that they are cutting out.
Okay.
Danila says, we are watching two Geminis try to figure out their thoughts, and it might take a minute. So let's see where they go. Yeah, because to be fair, they're Gemini. Right. KB says, we don't necessarily need to see his convos. We get snippets from Ola, and I think he's not as communicative about the relationship or how he feels about her. Okay. So we do see Amaya and Ace chatting again. He says, oh, Amaya's great, has a great personality and a great laugh. I saw nothing in this conversation yet again. I don't know if it's me. I didn't see anything. I just didn't see anything. I was just like,
maybe it got cut out.
Maybe it got cut out, but to make it like, so to make it seem like he didn't know who he was going to pick. But right. I mean, he did say 50-50, but to this, I felt it was 70-20. I wasn't seeing anything.
That's what I
wasn't. But she just asked what was a big thing he did for a girl, and he said he flew one out once, did flowers and poems, waiting for her. I did everything, planned it to a T. I'm a romantic at heart. Yeah, I mean, a lot of videos.
He did flowers and what? What did he say?
Poem. He did the flowers.
Poem. I couldn't remember. I couldn't figure out what he was saying. He was like cards and I thought it was parts. I couldn't make out what he was saying. I rewound it twice and I just was like,
well, I have captions on to help me take notes.
And
he said,
because I was like, what is he saying?
Okay. And so Amaya says, because he says, I'm a romantic at heart, and Amaya says, same. And again, also, I feel like she's saying, oh, we had these great conversations. I barely hear her talking in their conversation. Whereas with her and Austin, it was like, right. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like they're taking these conversations and chopping it up so that we don't know what the ending is going to look like. So he says, I really do want to leave out here with someone. I want to say I found my person. I want to say I found my relationship and just grow with somebody. I was like, interesting. Okay, that's good to know. And Maya says she's shy, but once she's comfortable, she's comfortable. And then she makes a joke saying, especially after some margaritas, her hands is not the only thing that can clap.
Mm-hmm. And she made a sexual innuendo to him and to Austin. So I found that interesting.
Ace laughs. Sierra and well, I mean, she's also a Scorpio. So
yeah.
That
explains it.
That's where that's their go-to.
Yes,
their go-to. Mm-hmm. They'll flip it in every time.
Every
time. KB says, Amaya, Ace, Sierra, Nick, Huda, and Jeremiah are lacking any real substance. They're focused on physical intimacy. And I can't say I disagree with this statement.
Right.
And probably
don't forget Nick. Oh, she put Nick.
She put Nick. But probably Audacity too.
Austin, absolutely.
Yeah. But he's with Chelley, so that's not happening, right? Right. So Ace laughs at the joke, and then we see now that Nick and Sierra are walking to the fire pit holding hands, and I'm like, so you just went from cuddling up with one person on the daybed to walking holding hands with the other person. Wild. So they talk about the outside and doing date nights, and so I guess this is what he alludes to in his recoupling speech about them talking about what the outside looks like to him. But I feel like there wasn't that much in this conversation, but I did there didn't seem to be any agreement that they saw the outside the same way, but maybe there was and they cut it out. I'm assuming the stuff we didn't see is the reasonings for stuff is because they cut it out. That's the only thing I can go by. Sierra says she didn't feel comfortable with him bringing Bella breakfast, but she's not trying to push him to make a decision. But she does say she's committed to their coupling, to just their coupling, and he does have to make a decision sooner rather than later. He's not realizing it's literally going to be sooner. So she ITM, she respects how he's navigating the process, though. I will say this, say a lot about what you want about Sierra. I do think that she navigated this a lot more maturely than I feel like a certain person did.
Yeah.
Right. Austin and Charlie chat, and Austin says he really likes Amaya and Chelley. And then Chelley pulls him for a chat, and she says she can see herself with him. And I'm like, oh, Lord, please find somebody else. And he says the same. Chelley thinks things will just take last a longer time. Chelley says, she says she's going at her own pace, but not leading anyone on, but she's being very intentional. Chelley does get a text that says there will be a recoupling and the girl not picked will be single and vulnerable. And I was like, oh, but in the preview for the episode, they said somebody will be dumped. So I was like, oh, whoever was dumped, they don't care about her being dumped. But I noticed this text said the person would be single and vulnerable. And I think they were just trying to figure out who everyone was picking, and then be like, oh, okay, we could dump the person.
I noticed that because I was like in the text, and I thought they were doing it because they wanted them to go about it and get their true colors and not know them, for them to know that somebody was getting dumped. But then later she did tell them. So
yeah. So where was it? Sierra says her heart dropped to her ass, everything sunk. Chelley says nerves are in the air and everybody's scared. So we do hear in the dressing room, Amaya says she really likes Ace. And this is where we get Ace telling the guys that he's 50-50. He doesn't know till he stands up there who he's going to pick. And I was like, oh, he's picking Amaya. You should not be 50-50.
That's when I knew it, because I'm like, how are you 50-50?
No, you're not 50-50 about Chelley. Sorry. You're not 50-50 about Chelley. Sorry. Alan says tonight will be clarity on where the boys are standing, and I agreed with her, which is what I said at the top of the show. We needed clarity. I don't feel like we really truly got where the boys were, who they wanted for real. This was gonna set some couples on. A says, I want to keep an open mind, getting to know everyone. And this is where I knew again that he was choosing Amaya, because he knows if he picks Chelley, he can't be open to getting anyone. They've got to pursue this connection that they've built on the outside. But with Amaya, he thinks that he can pursue Chelley and pursue Amaya.
Right.
That is not going to happen. It's not. She's not. She's not gonna let that happen. And I agree with this. KB says Sierra is the real girl's girl out of her and Huda. I agree. Danita says I'll give it to ABC and Nick. They both are showing their hands to the ladies and the public and not being fake like Jeremiah. I will give it. I will give it. Yeah.
Not ABC.
So we do see a conversation with Ace and Chelley, and that time was on their side, and Ace never was. Amaya says to let it be known that she really wants to get to know me and explore what we have going on. I like that, but Chelley challenges my mind, and the chemistry is there. Nick is still conflicted. Bella interrupts him with Sierra. He says he still has feelings for Bella, and she says she does not want to leave the villa. She goes and chats to Huda. Huda tries to convert her. She's like, I'm not worried about you. You're not leaving. I'm like, why are you telling her this? Because she could definitely be leaving. What do you say?
Is delusional. Huda is delusional. She lives in her own world.
Fair. Sierra chats to Chelley and Alon. Ariana arrives. Looking beautiful. I loved her outfit and her hair.
Yeah.
It is the first recoupling. And the girl who isn't chosen will be dumped from the island immediately. I was like, damn, they don't care about who's leaving. Dang, that's crazy. Crazy.
And the islander is like, oh, that's not what the text said. They looking like,
wait, somebody dumping? Somebody's getting dumped?
Right.
Oh my God. So we do see Jeremiah and Huda first, of course. And he says she's only girl in the world. She gets me. Do anything she's the girl he could do anything in the world with. Notice how he didn't talk about the outside at all. Strong connection.
And then he was stuttering, and she was like, "Oh, he's nervous.
He's nervous. Yes." Huda then says, "Oh, he doesn't try to control me," and she can't wait to see if it's real and how, if they could work on the outside.
What would he have to control you about? You're not going nowhere. What would he have to control you about? What is she talking about?
I don't know, because she's not getting to know other men, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Next up is Taylor and Alandrea, which we knew he was going to choose Alandrea. And they have a good.
We knew.
Huh?
He didn't say a whole lot, which we knew.
Yeah, but he said they have a good connection. Their personalities mesh. He's like the first week has been an experience for them both. And she gets me. And then Alon says the moment I met him, he's felt like home. And she's trying not to self-sabotage, which I've said multiple times. I think that's what she's working on. And we are like, it's scary. I just want to enjoy him, which I thought was sweet.
And he was like, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. That's what I'm saying. I think he's a man of not a lot of words.
Yeah, very few words.
Charlie and Hannah are an instant attraction. And Hannah's nervous. She's shy and giggly. So they're just happy to be together. Ace and Jeremiah excited to share a bed with this girl, which I was like, tells you everything. Like, of all the things to say. And KB points out, let's be real here. Ace chose Amaya because she's low-key, high-key, giving signals she's maybe easier versus Chelley, who isn't sending out those vibes. And she's not.
Yes. And he know he got to come correct with Chelley, and he ain't trying to do it. He don't want to do the work. He want to get the most for the least. That's the type of man he's coming off as. Somebody who wants the most for the least.
Yeah, and King points out something that I agree with. Production could have helped Ace out and let the bombshell pick before the guy said, nope, we're into the drama. And that's what I thought they were going to do. But yeah, they were like, nope, we want a girl dumped. So they're like, no, we're not doing that. Yeah. And as far as Huda and Jeremiah, as Rachel says here, they took a shower together. She ain't letting that man go, which I agree. And KB says, I don't think Ace wants Huda. I think Ace is being a straight up Leo. He likes to chase and anything new and shiny at this point. And I have to agree with that. I do think that is why he chose Amaya, because he doesn't have to lock it down and he can be still chasey and get those vibes.
Right.
Obviously, me says, I guess I'm a rare Leo, because if I was Ace, I'd go for Chelley. Choose her and be the better version of Ray and Imani. I will then sign off you heading to Fiji and going to pick up your girl. Unlike Scott, who has said he would die for Chelley, and I'm trying to get him to stay his ass in Scotland or Ireland or wherever he's living currently and leave my girl. Scott.
No, that was with Catherine. No, please no.
Keep him out of my villa. Keep him out of my villa. Out of my villa.
He's just saying that to get on the show. That's not true.
Which is why I'm saying keep, not that, oh, I don't want him with Chelley. Or I said keep him out of my villa. Please and thank you. That's all I ask. I already done seen him too many times. Out of my villa. So we do see Austin then have to choose Chelley, and he says she's been patient with me. We've been having deeper conversation. Can see myself on the outside with this woman. I was like, oh God, no, please. Somebody send somebody in from a girl, please. Please. I can't do this. KB says, oh, Scott could sell me. We at least know he likes himself a chocolate. Does he? He's never dated one. Again, Nick, Scott, and all have come from the Curtis Pritchard school of he ain't dating a black woman. They've never dated one. Miss Love, please. No, Scott. Agreed.
Thank you, Miss Love. No. Scott was up on Catherine inside the villa. We have never seen him with a black woman outside of the villa.
No. According to Whitney, he has never dated one. Mary, this name needs to die. It's not happening. Burn that ship. We're not boarding. We're not burning. We're sending flames out to that ship for it to burn. Period. So we do see Nick is the last to choose, and he has to choose between Bella and Ciara. And he says he doesn't know who he's gonna choose. And Ariana says, well, whoever you're gonna choose, they will be dumped from the island. So Nick says, well, when we talk about the future, it matches her beauty, matches her inside and out. The moment we shared in the photo booth, and I was
like, that's when I knew. Yeah.
Fuck.
You didn't want him to pick Ciara.
No. Nick says, obviously me says Nick was so messy for saying those words about the photo booth before he officially picked who he wanted to couple it. I kind of love it. I was so upset. I was like, no. No, so that is
Belle Dash knew at that point she hadn't been with him in the photo booth.
She hadn't been in the one. So she knew.
So she knew it wasn't her at that moment right there.
Yeah.
And Ciara knew it was.
You didn't see her close her eyes, and it's like,
yep. What was going on with her lip? Was that lipstick or did something happen?
I couldn't tell if it was lipstick or she burnt herself or something. I couldn't tell. Yeah, KB says Nick was literally trying to turn Ronnie with that stunt.
Right.
Certainly was. He certainly was. KB says Nick and Sierra are right behind because Nick falls for the physical intimacy, and it seems that Sierra uses it to get male attention. No emotional connection is building happening from what we can see. I agree from what we can see. That being said, we will have to see because I don't know. He's saying conversation. I was like, did they cut the Did they cut their conversation? Because I didn't see it.
Well, she told him he would get some after the date if they went on the first date and did it how he wanted to do it. And he was like, "How would the night end?" Yeah. I don't know. Nick just want to get him some. I don't know.
Yeah. So we do see that he chose Sierra, and Bella is the first person eliminated from season 7 of Love Island USA. So a question was posed here by King Cash. Do we think Nick made the right decision? Ultimately, after thinking about it at this point, I realized Nick made the correct decision.
I agree.
While I wanted him, I liked his connection with Bella as it was growing. I just feel like he is looking for more of a physical, intimate relationship than I think Bella was ever going to give him. And at least I can say that maybe him and Sierra, I don't hate their connection. I do see their connection. Maybe they could be something, not necessarily something I'm going to vote for, but maybe they could build something that, can grow over time and become something. And so I don't hate the choice. I think he made the correct choice.
For him, absolutely.
For him.
Did you see how Huda acted? I love you so much. I just love you so much. I mean, she just is overly dramatic.
Yeah. It was a lot. Tia thinks it was a tribal thing because she also had blue in her eyebrows. It's possible. Yeah, that's possible. We know that they have a lot of like tribal like markings and stuff they'll do for certain ceremonies and that kind of stuff. So maybe it's possible. Tia also feels like Nick is a whore bag with a nice guy facade. Possibly.
Absolutely.
Possibly. Danita thinks I wouldn't even be shocked if Nick is living his best Grey's fantasy and hooking up with his patient because that boy is a freak. Oh my God,
please no, not hooking up with the patient. Please no.
Wait, didn't he say he worked at like geriatrics or something? Maybe I don't know. Where did he say he worked?
Don't say that. Did he say that?
I didn't say that. I just say it.
I'm like, did he say that? Because this is too much.
He didn't say that. I'm just saying. KB says Nick nor any man on the show have had a high probability of being the man that Belle Dash prayed for. Fair. KB says I don't think he said what kind. He didn't say. I was just joking. But she says somebody will see my worth and someone will see me, and I can't wait for that person to find me. And Chelley can't stop crying. Nick comes and he asks to speak to her, and she tells him he apologizes, he made the best decision for him, and she says, well, this is the decision he made, right? Because he tried to kind of say like, it wasn't his fault, and she's like, no, you
made this.
You made all these decisions. That's my issue with Nick, right? Like, you made these decisions, not her. The control has always been in his hands.
Right, just take ownership of it. And also, a key thing that she was saying to me that broke my heart, because she was like, I always put my trust in the wrong man. Like, I always,
I know. She's like, she said, I always put the wrong person first. Yeah. Right. I felt so bad for her because I totally understand that. I did. Everybody's getting on me to these. He only said he was an RN. Miss Love. Mika's gonna start a Grace spin-off with a Grace. Tia says, I'm crying at the idea of his patients being the recipients of those 800 Dudes, right? For real.
Please, no.
um, and KB points out, stand on your square, Nick. Like, stand on
Exactly.
it. Bella is devastated, but tomorrow, in the preview, we see that Sierra
Maybe.
started off real happy, but Alandrea accidentally spilled the beans. Now, the only thing I'm going to say is she spilled the beans that Bella told her, at least. She didn't spill the beans that the man told her, because that would have been really bad.
Right. But oh my goodness. So we found out Sierra had no idea that he had made out with Bella.
And the only thing she did ask him was for him to be respectful about it. Meaning, I think she's going to be upset, like, that people around the villa.
No, I kissed you 5 minutes after you did all of that with her. 5 minutes later, I took you for, you know what I'm saying? And I'm straddling you in the phone booth, not knowing you was just making out with her in Soul Ties. Yeah. Soul Ties is crazy.
Tia says, I can't wait. Sierra was pissed. Listen, the show is showing. I'm sorry. A lot of people are like, oh, the cast is boring. But I'm like, listen, this was a slower episode because it was a lot of like conversation. I didn't even write all of it. But I will be fair. I'm in for it. Like, yes, I want to see this fall out, because that's also why I was wondering if they would actually let somebody go home, because I'm like, where's the fallout? This is the fallout. The fallout is Alandrea actually accidentally spilling the beans that Sierra didn't know. This is the fallout. This is the fallout. KB says she's going to be shocked and feels like he's taking the piss. She needs to drag him. Miss Love says Sierra looks shocked. KB said this has been a solid week. It has been a solid week of episodes. I have not been like unentertained, right? Between I think it's. I am ready though for the girls to take control this week.
Yes, and some more male bombshells to come in. Yes. Bring on the men.
Bring on the men. So, as we know, Thursday starts the technical week of Love Island. So, Love Island is Thursday through Tuesday. So we have 2 more episodes, and then we are on a break on Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday, After Sun on Sunday, which I will be watching and I will definitely cover. And because that it will be our Cine, as we call them, will be on that show, which is Janae and Serena. So I will be back definitely tomorrow night for tomorrow night's episode. I will let you guys know about Tuesday, probably tomorrow. But at right now, definitely back on Monday. Tuesday, I might end up having to cover on Wednesday. But I will let you guys know for sure and when on Wednesday. And yes, I agree with this. Bring on the band, but please no more Brits or Australians or anybody who does not live in the greater United States of America.
Thank you. Thank you. Please.
Preferably somebody who lives in Miami or New York for Chelley to actually couple up with.
Hello?
Please. Is that begging? Is that asking for too much?
It's not. It's not. These are both beautiful big cities with lots of attractive people in them. So it's not asking too much. It's not.
No. Danita says, what if production makes her choose between Ace and Austin? Please let us not put that in the air. We want that. We don't want that. We don't want it over. I mean, men. KB says, unless the show resembles and brings one rebalances and brings one male bombshell and one more girl, Love Island USA does make it so that the men pick more than the girls, unfortunately. Hopefully.
That's why they need to bring in 2 men. That's what I'm saying. 2 men.
We were saying 2 men. 2 men. But, hey, 3 men. Bring 3 men. and make the dumping just huge. I don't care. I need choices. We need variety.
Variety is the spice of it.
Yes.
Hello.
Blake says Nick, Jeremiah, Ace need to make it to Casa. They will have to drag Nick out by his collar to get him back to the man villa. At this point, That's the only thing. I do think that if he had stayed with Bella, he also would have been a lot more faithful to Bella. I don't know about with Sierra.
No, he wouldn't have.
I do think he would have.
No, he wouldn't have.
I think he would have.
He made out with Sierra while with Bella, right?
No.
He wasn't in a couple with Bella, and then made it known that he wanted to be with Sierra. That's why she chose him.
You think about day one?
When did Sierra come in? Day one or day two? Day two? I mean, when did she come in?
Day two. He made up with Alandrea.
Yeah, okay. And Sierra kissed him blindfolded, then chose him. Then she chose. Okay, then she chose them. So he never kissed her other than the blindfold. He never kissed her again.
Mm-mm. Wait, okay. With him, like on the first date, I don't think so.
Okay. Oh yeah, he made out with her in the hideaway.
With the blindfold. That's what I'm saying.
And he was in a couple with Bella, right?
But that was day two. We're talking about day two?
What I'm saying is he would have cheated on if he was with Bella. I just think he would have cheated. He would have cheated. He gonna cheat with whoever he with. I just think that's what Nick's gonna do.
I think if he had chosen Bella, knowing who Bella is, he would have had to stay faithful to her. I think he realized.
He wouldn't have. He just would have had them tears and would have been like, "I was waiting for you to open her. I couldn't
work.
I couldn't do it. He would have broke her heart either way. It's better to get it on day 5 than the day 22. Because he wasn't gonna do right by her. She wanted something different than what he wanted. He wasn't gonna do right by her. In my opinion.
Either way, I just don't see him and Sierra being faithful. I guess is what I'm saying.
Him being faithful to her.
I don't think her being faithful to him either.
Oh, okay. Okay. That is a possibility. That is a possibility. I just think when they go to Costa, everybody's head gonna get turned. They just all just seem like they just I just don't see it. I just see all of them heads turning. Everybody. Right now, with the guys that we have right now, if it was time to go to Costa, all of them. Even Jeremiah.
Jeremiah's head is not staying with that girl. I could be wrong. Jeremiah's head is not staying with that girl.
He wants to win though, so we gotta send him.
Which is why I'm saying what I'm saying. We need him to get put in the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if we put him in the bottom, then I can see what he's actually going to do.
Yeah.
But letting him coast along like Aaron and Taylor off to thing, he's probably going to try to do the opposite of Aaron and not do anything and just sit there. I don't want to see that.
He might try to. Yeah, he might try to.
I don't trust that man. So yes, right now we don't have a vote. There's a lot of couples, so maybe the vote will come Tuesday because then they could show the results on Thursday, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because then they would dump, and then they would have the aftermath, and show it Thursday and Friday. So I would say prepare yourself for a vote. I'm voting for whoever Alandrea and Chelley are with. That's me.
Absolutely.
Yes. We might get a favorite girl. They asked in the app for favorite girl, for favorite boy. They might give us that too. I don't know how that would land. Thank God they didn't do that last year, but I don't know. When they did it in the app, the top 2 were Chelley and Alandrea, which I was also fine with. And the top 2 boys were Taylor and Ace and then Jeremiah. So we shall see. We shall see. But lots coming this week, I think. We have plans. So I just want good bombshells for my girls.
Yes.
Good. Non-British.
Yes.
Non-foreign.
Yes, please. Ground.
Preferably some like black men. I know there's already black men, but even brown. Yeah, more grown and sexy black men.
Yeah.
Is that too much to add? I guess it's too much to add. Yeah. And KB says, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Even though they not sending it out, we're gonna find out what that's about. As I said, I will let you guys know the schedule for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, we will be back to discuss the fallouts from this recoupling. I'm excited for tomorrow. So I'm still here. And as KB said, please, preferably black men who actually like black women.
Hello, that's the key. That's the key.
And on that note, I'm gonna leave it right there. Thank you.
Drop the mic.
See you next time.